Alright, so this is my '01 F150, and like all F150s, I got a manifold that was pretty much completely rusted through, and I was able to get it off, all except for one bolt, and it's on the back and on the bottom. I don't know if you can really see very well, but it's broke off maybe just under a 1/4 inch deep, and it looks like somebody's had this off before because there was a broken out easy out in there, so that makes my job even harder to get that out. And what I've got, I've used this about 1,000,000 times, is x-tractalloy from a company called x-tractalloy, and believe it or not, it'll fill this hole up. It shouldn't damage the threads, and I'll be able to weld a washer on there and a nut, and the bolt should come right out. So I'm going to fire up my welder. I just got a little Miller, just a little stick welder. Here's the x-tractalloy rod. I think this is the smallest one they make. I practiced it on one of these other bolts here, or one of these other studs. Let's see. So I just set the machine. I tried it at like 35 amps, and it seemed really hot, so I turned it down to about 25, 30, and that seemed a little bit more controllable. So, all right, let's give it a shot. Okay, so I tried to weld a washer on the end of this, and just the angle and everything, it was just really hard to do. And I was like, what the heck? Because I took my pliers, and I got on this nub that's hanging out, a little bit of weld, and that sucker was loose. So I'm going to see if I can keep turning it out and get the stud out. Here, let me see if I can hold this.
Yeah, that's kind of hard for me. It's really zoomed in. Oh no.
Here we go. So yeah, you can see my weld nub there. Right? Get my pliers. Let's see. Got enough nub to get on. Oh man, look at that. And usually you want to let this cool down too, because I've had these before. You get in a hurry and it's like, oh, I want to get this nut or this bolt out, and if you don't let it cool down, a lot of times the weld just breaks right off, and you got to start all over again. Kind of a pain. So I'll let this cool down for just a few minutes. Well, it was turning. I think that nub's actually, that piece of weld is hitting on the threads just a little bit, but you can see it is definitely loose. I think if I keep working it back and forth here. Okay, so I finally got it out. So here's the stud. Let's see if we can focus here. And you can see the weld on top. Now normally well, even the company, they recommend after you get the hole filled with weld, take a washer and weld the washer in place, and then you weld a nut on top of the washer, and after you let that cool, then you can usually back the broken bolt out, or stud, or whatever you're working on. This one, it was such an awkward position. I tried to wash it, it didn't work, and I was able to get a pair of vice grips on there, and it came out pretty easy. So I feel pretty fortunate that came out, especially since somebody's already messed with it before. So again, x-tractalloy. I don't ever remember it failing me. I was a journeyman maintenance welder, and the first time I ever used this rod, I thought the other journeymen were pulling my leg because I was scared to death. But it's a lifesaver. Works on this. Well, I don't know what size stud this is. It's pretty small. I've used it on bolts up to I think 2 inches, and they can be deep. Doesn't matter how deep it is. You just keep filling it up. You just keep filling it with rod after rod until it's all the way full. It does protect the threads. The coating on the flux coating on the rod protects the threads, and it does an awesome job. So anyway, enjoy.